Hello, everybody. Welcome to Candidates Corner. This is Greater Seattle's Korean Association's interviews with candidates and electeds because we were recently awarded the King County Voter Education Fund. So we're conducting these interviews on a nonpartisan, non-endorsement basis, really so that you can just get to know our candidates and just be more informed and educated voters when we go and vote on our ballots. And today we're very excited to have Vandana Slatter here, Senator
Excellent.
Vandana.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, Senator Vandana Slatter here, and she is our Washington State Senator for representing Legislative District 48. And so, before we have Senator Slatter just share her thoughts and visions for Legislative District 48. Oh, by the way, welcome. Yeah, yeah.
It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you, of course. Again, this is not an endorsement, but rather just to get to know our candidates and their background. So, Senator Slaughter, perhaps if you could maybe just talk a bit about your background, like personal and professional. Yeah,
Sure. Hello.
yeah,
Thank you, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for the
yeah,
invitation.
sure.
Uh, my name is Vandana Slatter. I come from, I came here to the United States as an international student, as an immigrant. My parents are from India, and I was trained as a pharmacist and then worked in biotech for many years in hospital pharmacy. And so I sort of come to this work with a unique background. I'm the only healthcare professional and clinical scientist in the state Senate, and I'm very proud to bring that perspective and diversity to the state Senate. I live in Bellevue, Washington, and I've lived there for 20 years. I have one son who we raised there, and he's adult now. And we really love our community in Bellevue area. And as a diverse community, as an innovative community, it has been a wonderful place to be. I was the city council member in 2015, and then I was appointed to the state house in 2017, where I served for 8 years. That's 4 terms, and I served for 4 years as the chair of post-secondary education and workforce development. So I have a very big heart for education and prosperity because for me, education was a path to prosperity. Without
Mm,
education, I don't think I would have been able to accomplish so many things in my life.
mm.
So,
Yeah. Thank you, Senator Slaughter. So you've, as you shared, you've been in so many, in multiple roles in Washington State Legislator. And then how has your experience kind of shaped your vision for your district, yeah, and
yeah.
going forward? Yeah,
Thank you for saying that,
yeah.
asking that question. So my district is parts of Bellevue, parts of Redmond, Kirkland, Medina, Yarrow Point, Hunts Point, and Clyde Hill. And so it is in the east side of King County. And how people often ask me, how did you come to public service? Because as a healthcare professional or scientist, it's kind of an unusual role.
Mm,
And I do feel like I'm a bit of a different thinker. For a long time, I was a little bit shy about speaking up the way that I could see the world because I was used to PowerPoint presentations
mm,
and I'm surrounded by lawyers who are very eloquent and they're able to prosecute different arguments. But I approach things with data and with facts. With when I was a pharmacist, I had to make sure that if I'm giving a medicine that I get that dose right
mm.
because somebody could die if I didn't do that. So I
Right.
ask a lot of questions, and that's how I approach policy. One of the biggest experiences in my life that has really moved me in terms of what encouraged me to go into public office is an experience I had a long time ago, actually, with my son. He was born in Michigan,
Mm,
and I was working for the Upjohn Company. It's a biotech pharmaceutical company, and he was small, and I didn't have any family or any structure to take
mm,
care of him.
mhm,
In 93, the Federal Family Medical Leave Act had passed.
mhm,
So I had the opportunity to stay home with him, breastfeed him, give him a strong start to life. And then I got my job back in the company
mm,
and I was able to work in clinical research where I got a chance to work on an antibiotic called linezolid. Linezolid is a really interesting antibiotic because it treats very, very resistant gram-positive bacterial infection, the very most serious.
mm,
Saved a lot of lives, and we were able to approve it. And 20 years later, that same antibiotic saved my father's life from a life-threatening
mm,
infection. And I remember sitting beside his bedside, looking up at the IV bag and seeing the medicine that I was able to work on.
oh,
And
wow.
when I think about that, that's not
Mm,
just luck, right?
mhm,
That was
yeah.
policy
Mhm,
because the
yeah.
Family Medical Leave Act allowed me to stay home with my son to give him a strong start. I got my job back, which is economic power for a family, and not any job, but the job what I'm trained for, that I could use my skills. And then I was able to use my skills to help develop an antibiotic that impacted my father's life. And I truly believe that that is what good government does when government matters in our life, right? It's something that that can help people thrive, can remove barriers. So that when I go to work every day, I think about that. Think, how am I going, what policy is going to make a difference in my community and in families so that they can thrive?
Oh, I'm touched. That was so inspiring. Thank you, Senator Slaughter.
I usually cry when I talk about it because of my father, but I
Yeah.
got through it.
Yeah, good for
Thank
you.
you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Definitely inspiring, and it's great that legislation actually, affected you in a very personal way. Yeah.
I think
So,
people want to feel trust in government and they want to feel that government can work for them. And I think that that is part of our role.
great. Thank you. As we enter into our next legislative session here, what is kind of left to be done in your eyes for LD48? It sounds like it's a lot. And also specifically, LD48 is also very diverse.
Very diverse.
Yeah, and inclusive at the same time. And so, what are your kind of priorities as it relates to our AANHPI community and
Absolutely.
communities of color? Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very diverse community. I believe over 40% are foreign born in our community. We speak over 100 languages in our schools. And as a South Asian woman, I understand that there's a lot of challenges. People come here to build a life. What is it like to build a life? But I'm also first generation. And so, as the daughter of immigrants, I feel like there is a different role. I straddle two cultures and I know what that feels like. And I often tell families that, I represent your kids. I'm just grown up and I want to be able to forge a path for them. Because I think what's very important is that we sit at the tables where decisions are made. Decisions about economics, decisions about education, about healthcare. These are important issues that we still haven't completely resolved for everybody in our district. And then on top of it, we have a very chaotic federal situation right now, a lot of uncertainty. We went through a time of anti-Asian hate where people did not feel safe in their communities and they felt like they were somehow targeted when actually all they wanted to do was to contribute to their community and society. So part of my role is, I think, to represent a community and to ensure that they're heard and they're seen. And I feel very proud when, families bring their kids and say, one day you can do this, work. That's really moving to me. But ultimately, everyone cares about education and about healthcare. But how are we all being included in that? That's really, really important. And that we are not, that we are able to fully participate in society. I want people to be able to thrive.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And finally, I want to speak a bit about kind of the next generation of leadership, coupled with that, ongoing theme of AA, NHPI, and communities of color. So, the whole reason why, again, the Korean Association is doing this is to educate and inform.
Yeah.
And so, for new young leaders coming up, how can we, and also our AA and HPI communities, how can we be more involved? How can we gain more representation? What are the ways? And then, finally, do you have some encouragement maybe for our next generation of leadership? Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. And I'm always amazed by the next generation. There's so many reasons to be cynical when we think about our planet, when we think about, the fact that housing matters, and you asked me about policies, and I didn't get into the deep depth of policies, but housing is a very big issue. And you think about young people, and when they come out of college or they're looking for a new job, being able to live in my district is really expensive. So I think about, we have to hear what the issues are, but I'm always amazed at the next generation, the future generation, because they're engaged. Like even in my campaign, the people who are volunteering are young people. They have school, they have outside activities, but they still show up. And I always tell them, I say, why aren't you cynical about this? And they're like, because we were kind of born a little bit cynical, right? We were born with all of these things. Like I never had to do, gun drills in school,
Yeah.
but they have to do that.
That's crazy.
And yet they still show up and they still have hope for their future, which I think is really powerful. In fact, post-COVID, we saw an increase in the number of people that enrolled in public health programs. So you think about that, right? It's a big pandemic and young people are enrolling in public health. Right now, we're seeing a lot of young people enrolling in law. And that's fascinating, right? Because we're seeing attacks on the rule of law. And so I think that...
I just applied to law school.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, thank you for doing that. That's amazing.
It's a 30-year delayed goal.
I used to see that in the Asian community, people were more, it's like my father is like science and medicine and engineering. You know, those are the things that we hear about in South Asian community. It's because we know they're good jobs and they're and we can understand that that's a pathway for us. But now I'm hearing families and parents and students asking me about public service. So I'm actually encouraged more by them than I'm even also encouraging. So I'm asking, people reach out, they want to be mentored. I think for me to be open to all of that and to really hear what is it that the community needs and to be able to come and talk to you and to sort of share that there are people like me out there that want to be able to express kind of possibilities and pathways. But I still think we have to learn together.
Yes. Thank you, Senator Slaughter. Great. Thank you again. Are there any kind of last comments that you'd like to share, perhaps for NHPI community or even LD48 in your district?
I would thank you so much for having me here. It's really important. People need to vote. I mean, I think that that's the most important sign today. I think sometimes right now, many of us feel hopeless, a little bit apathetic, and I think that that is intentional, that people that don't want us to vote want to make us feel that way. Your vote is your voice, and it's so important that you understand that it is a power that you have and you can shape your community with that. I also think that, please reach out to your elected official, local elected official, because we want to hear from you, especially if you're a constituent. And for me, one of the biggest lessons is that for me to even be in this position, I'm so grateful for my community. I stand on their shoulders. I would not be here without the support of the South Asian community, because they have really stepped up to be able to share with me what their concerns are and how to move forward. So I just want to say thank you to my district.
Yeah, great. Again, everybody, thank you for joining in. This is our Washington State Senator for Legislative District 48, Vandara Slaughter, and she's looking to retain her position here. So those in Legislative District 48, please remember. And I want to echo Senator Slaughter's sentiments. We're coming upon a crucial time. November 4th here is the deadline for our general elections. And so just one quick factoid. So I'm in Snohomish County, and I just learned that the average percentage of voter turnout for primary and general election was 25%.
Oh, wow.
We can do much better than this.
We can absolutely do better.
We have to do much better than this. So please, this is why we're doing this. Please go out and learn about your candidates, like Senator Slaughter, and please go out and vote. When I talk to people and I ask them, well, why don't you? And they say the number one reason, their response is, well, guess what? My vote doesn't really matter.
Right.
I don't think, and it does.
It so does. It's incredibly important. And even now, as we see federal impacts, what we do locally can be very impactful to our communities. So you can actually play a role in making a difference by voting locally as well. Please vote. Thank you for voting.
Great, thank you. Lastly, Senator Slaughter, do you have like a website that you'd like to share, or how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. My website is vandanaslatter.com. So VANDANASLATTER.com. Thank you so much for learning about me and for the privilege of being on your show.
Yeah, thank you again, Senator Slaughter. It was a pleasure.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. Let's give a shout out to Korean community.
Yeah.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Bye.
Bye.